Jordan McIntyre.
I'm Donnie.
Taylor Savage.
We just watched the domestic violence video. My initial reaction was it's really sad watching these kids grow up with domestic violence and watching how it affects their lives and everything.
I just found it real interesting to hear from the kids' perspectives, and then as they grew up and just how much it affects their lives in the future.
I found it curious to see how it affected their education as well in children.
I thought that the beginning was really sad when they had the little boy come home and he was really excited to tell his parents that he made the soccer team, and neither parent really cared about it, and you could tell that he was like devastated by that.
One thing I learned is that kids growing up in a household with domestic violence, they're aware of it. Like I always had the thought that if you were growing up in a household with domestic violence and everything, that you weren't really aware of it, and it was kind of part of your everyday life, and you just kind of thought it was the norm.
I learned how kids watch their parents be aggressive towards each other, and then they think that in the future they're not going to be as aggressive or do what their parents do to each other, and then just the fact that their brain is strengthened and that's how they're brought up, it affects them that much in the future.
One thing I learned is that children often view it to be their fault, whether they know it or not. It's very sad to think that a child would have to come home, such as in the video where he gives his mom the report card when she's sleeping, and he doesn't realize that she's going through so much, but it's just awful to think that the child thinks it's his fault.
I learned when the kids were giving their view on it, and the girl was saying that when it first started happening, that she tried to become the ideal child so that her parents would pay attention to her, and then when that stopped working, that she just became really mean and was acting out in school, at home, to still get attention, even if it wasn't positive attention. So I thought that was interesting to learn.
And a way to prevent all this would be just educate the kids earlier on in life. I know watching the video, it says that the kids are aware of what's going on, but if you just inform them and tell them, well, this isn't normal, and here's ways to get help and make, authority figures aware of this to help the whole situation.
I would say maybe not exactly preventing it, but just how they talk in the video about how you have to talk to your kids and just tell them that it's not their fault because they feel it is a lot of the time. So yeah, I would just say making sure you talk to the kids and let them know that it's not their fault.
Yeah, I agree with Jordan. I was actually going to say the same thing. Letting the kids know that it's not their fault is definitely going to have a major impact with getting a better relationship with the parent and the kid.
I agree with that also. I also liked how in the video the one mother went to her child's teacher and informed them about the situation, because the child was not doing so great in school and stuff. So then the teacher became aware, and the mom and the teacher together came up with a solution on how to make the child's experience in school a more positive one.
And yeah, thanks for watching.